get access to ideas, products and services that we are using at Startup Australia, that our ambassadors, our entrepreneurs, our core community here at Startup Australia are using, products and services that we use in our own businesses to make money and save money. And tonight it's actually a very rare opportunity, because it's not often that you get an opportunity to hear about something, a really great concept or great idea, just as it's being launched in the market. So we're really excited about that tonight. And we're even more excited because we have two of Startup Australia's ambassadors and lovely, successful entrepreneurs, Gary Ng and Pauline Nguyen, who are here tonight. Gary will be presenting for you, and we'll chat to Pauline a little later in the call. Gary, as many of you know, is a multi-award winning Australian entrepreneur, and his company eWeb Marketing has for the past few years been named as one of the happiest places in Australia to work. And we love happy entrepreneurs here at Startup Australia. We love people who create a culture of fun and fulfillment, who love to make a difference, who love to spread the happiness and success to everybody that they're meeting. And that's what we have tonight for you. So without further ado, I'll introduce you to Gary Ng, and he'll get cracking with tonight's webinar. Gary.
Hey guys, how you doing? So Miriam, I just wanted to see, can you see my screen right now? I've shared my screen.
I can, yes. If everybody can just in their chat, just let us know if you can see the main screen.
It should have the Startup Australia logo on it.
Can everybody see? So there's a chat box at the bottom, everybody, a little chat box. If you can just say yes or no. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. Okay.
Awesome.
Go for
okay,
it.
So since we got an engaging crowd tonight, all savvy entrepreneurs, I'm going to make it a bit more interactive. So 8.5 months ago, some of my friends who are very, very successful entrepreneurs invited me to see the same presentation that you guys are seeing tonight. And as entrepreneurs, I guess one of the things that we're always looking for is ways to save money and ways to make money. That's how we increase our profits. And when I saw this concept 8.5 months ago, it completely blew my mind away. And even though I didn't quite understand the whole concept at the time, but because I had some very, very credible people and entrepreneurs that were sharing this concept with me, I trusted them and the credibility behind it. Subsequently, it's been the most amazing journey that I've had. Tonight, we're going to share with you two sides. One is how to travel for wholesale rates. And the second side is how to make money from it as well. Personally, in the last 4 months, because of this and creating an extra stream of income and also getting ridiculous rates for travel, I've been able to take my family to go to Disneyland in California, to go to Legoland in both America and in Malaysia, to go to Whistler to build snowmen with my kids, and to Singapore, to Malaysia, Thailand, to Cancun to go snorkeling. All this is with my whole family, largely paid for by the company. And this is what I guess I want to share with you, how to live a better lifestyle by saving more money and by making more. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. Obviously, I've come across some very incredible people, very blessed to learn from, including Simon and Brian, and some of you guys as part of the ambassador group in Startup Australia. So when I came across this concept, I just love, like when Miriam asked me to be on it, I love to be able to give it back and for you guys to be one of the first one in Australia to see this concept. Now, this sign, you should be here. Whether you've seen it or not, I can guarantee you in the next 6 to 12 months in social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, you're going to see a lot more of this sign. It's going viral. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. If you can be on a holiday right now, where would you like to go? What are some of the dream destinations on your bucket list that you want to visit? So type it into the chat box, and Miriam, I'll let you moderate and read it out. Where would you like to go?
Come on, don't be shy. Ah, nice one. Ningaloo to see the whale sharks. That's a beautiful.
Wow.
That's cool. Antarctica, agree. California, agree. Fabulous. Anyone else? Yep, more coming in. Europe, New York.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay. So out of 23 million people in Australia, how many of them do you think would love to be on a holiday right now?
Me. 22 million and all.
That's it. That's what I thought. And why do you think most people are currently not on or planning the dream holidays?
Dollars, no money, no time, stuck at work, slaves to the wheel, money and time.
That's great. Yeah, two of the biggest things that's stopping most people is money and time. So tonight we're going to work on how to solve this equation. So our company that was launched in Australia 8.5 months ago is called World Ventures. It's founded in Texas, and we recently took out the world's leading online travel agency for 2014. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of companies such as Expedia, Bookings.com, Orbitz, maybe Webjet. These are the same exact company we've beaten out to take out the world's leading online travel agency. So this is like a big deal. And we're currently in 28 different countries. And you may say, well, it's in 20 different countries, one of the biggest travel agencies. How come I haven't heard about it? That's because we just launched in Australia. Now, the actual product that we have is called Dream Trips. We are a VIP invite-only travel club. So you can't just get in. You have to be invited. And I guess we're all very lucky that Startup Australia has decided to partake in this, to give you guys the same opportunity as well. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible. So essentially, our product, what we offer is 4 to 5 star type of accommodation and experiences at 2 to 3 star prices. And we've got destinations from all across the globe. Some of the destinations we've heard of, New York, in California, and to safari trips, spa trips, cruises, festivals, ski trips, Disney trips. And one of the biggest thing our company is known for is called volunteerism. For the people that love giving back to the community and making a difference. As we know, the secret of living is giving. So the company organized these trips for us to go around the world to different places, Indonesia, India, Bali, to build schools. And subsequently, we built over 50 different schools, painting walls, digging trenches. And one of the trips that we've organized is so popular that even Oprah's old magazine and went to cover the story. Now let's look at our main product. It's called Dream Trips. Anyone been to Thailand on this on this group? If so, whether you've been to Thailand, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna play a little game. Imagine this: going to Thailand for 4 days, 3 nights, stay in the Mercure Krabi Divana, free breakfast, complimentary Wi-Fi, dinner, full day tour visits including hot spring, tiger cave, local fisheries. So all the sightseeing stuff, airport transfers included, insurance included, lunch included. Excluding airfare, how much do you think this would cost per person? Type into the chat box.
Okay, $2,000 a person $500 a person, $400 a person, $2,000 to $3,000 a person.
Cool. So this is $189 per person. Crazy, right? And you can apply up to 75 points. Once you apply the points, it's only $114 per person. I'll explain how you get the points, but this is crazy prices. And that's for the entire trip, excluding airfare. Now, the second trip that we're going to look at is to Africa. Now, staying at the Tala Private Game Reserve. Now, I looked up this reserve online on the internet. It's a 5-star resort, really, really nice. Last time I went to Africa, even though it's a third world country, it's not cheap. It cost me over $10,000. Now, it includes 2 breakfasts, 2 dinners, 2 wildlife game driving tours, where you get to sing Hakuna Matata to the zebra and the lions. How much do you think this would cost per person?
$5,000 a person, $3,000, $10,000, $2,000, $1,000, $10,000.
This costs $109 per person. So at this point in time, you guys are probably thinking, how exactly does it work? If you're familiar with Costco, Costco is like the wholesale supermarket that we've got at different parts of the world. They've got one in Sydney and Melbourne. So what Costco do, they buy in bulk, and for a membership fee, you can get access to wherever that Costco sells at a wholesale price versus paying the retail. Now, this is World Ventures and the Dream Trips. This is like the Costco for travel. So where they buy in bulk, they book a whole hotel or half the hotel and give it to us at wholesale prices. Look at this. Every single month we've got cruises. These are like 5-star cruises, not cheaper cruises, for $69 only. Now, if you go to Expedia for the exact same cabin, it'll cost you at least $900 US. Sorry guys, one of the things that I should have mentioned, all these are in US dollars. So $69. We've got these cruises going every single month. And if you haven't been on a cruise before, it's all inclusive. All the entertainment, all the food, all the drinks. So it's a really great deal. And if you want to go to Rome, this is one of the most iconic hotels, Hotel de Millini. Normally to stay there, it'll cost a lot more than $459 per night. For 3 nights, this is like peanuts. And if you compare it for the exact same dates and room type in hotels.com, it costs $3,500. And Expedia, it costs $4,800. So you can see the prices are ridiculously crazy. Mykonos, Greece. My friends from Greece tells me this is one of the nicest resorts in Mykonos for $125, not per night, but for the whole 7 nights. And another example, for this trip, once you apply the points, you don't even have to pay a single dollar to go on the trip. So you can see that the prices are pretty ridiculously good. I'm not going to go through every example because we got at any one time over 200 different trips to choose from. Singapore. So Miriam, you know Singapore well. Marina Bay Sands, one of the nicest resort. How much is it usually per night? Do you know?
Yeah, it's probably about $500 to $650 a night.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
No.
So this is a pretty good deal. And from airport transfer, roughly, from what I know, is at least $50 per person. And that's single trips as well. If you're single, 5 days, 4 nights, 5 breakfast, lunch, dinners, open bar, and single, so a dangerous recipe. And you get to meet other people. And if you don't want to meet other people, you just want to stay in a room, you still get $1,200 in US credit to spend on massage or whatever you want. And the number of trips just goes on and on and on. This is like for peak season, staying in Shenzhen, China. at Shangri-La Hotel, a 5-star resort. After you apply the points, you only pay like $120 for 4 nights in Shangri-La. So essentially, to give you a peace of mind, if you can find the same trip for less within 7 days of you booking it, the company will send you on the trip for free. That's the company's promise to you. Now, how do you look for the different trips and book for it? You just they have their own booking engine that you can just, as shown on this page, you can just browse through the different location that you want to travel, the dates, the duration of the trips. It's just as simple as that. And some of you guys are thinking that, well, all the trips are great, but I like to book my own travel. Or maybe I've got a lot of business trip that I need to go on, and I need to book my own flights and hotels and accommodation and car rental. How does it work? Well, the company also have a booking engine. Just like how you would use Webjet or Flight Center to book, you can find the same airlines plus more. You can find the same hotels plus more as well. We've got one of the biggest database of flights and hotels. So whether it's Qantas, Virgin, Sheraton, Westin, you can find all those hotels in this database. And there's a lot of different savings examples from our members, because the company have the buying power to buy in bulk, and rather than trying to make a profit from you, they pass the savings on to its members. So Pauline, I know that yourself and some of your good friends have got significant savings from the traveling using the flight and the hotel booking engine. Do you want to share some of your examples?
Sure, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
By the way, guys, if you haven't learned about who Pauline Nguyen is, she runs a restaurant called Red Lantern. It's one of what is the world's most awarded Vietnamese restaurant, and it's in Australia. It's in Sydney. Apart from that, she just recently got nominated as the top 50 female entrepreneur, top 50 influencers. So we're very lucky to have like Pauline to be able to share with us some of her travel experiences.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Miriam. It's a privilege to be on this webinar. Simon Reynolds and Brian Sher have been my business mentors for 4 years now, I guess. I started working with them about maybe 5 years ago, and also involved with Startup Australia, which is when I met Miriam. And was a case study in that. So I went to Lake Como, Amsterdam, Paris, and London last year. I also love the package holidays, but I love creating my own holidays as well. I went there for my birthday by myself, and it was my dream to stay at the Amrath Hotel, and I actually didn't realize, or I didn't expect that the Amrath Hotel would be a part of this travel club, and it was. So I actually saved $200 to $400 on each leg. And then the Amrath Hotel was part of the group, and for 5 days, 5-star hotel, I saved $1,500. And then when I came back, I got a message from one of my mentors, Glenn Campbell, who's one of the world-leading experts in branding and personal branding. And he left a message for me saying, P, I need you to call me straight away. It's very urgent and important. And I rang him and I said, what's up, Glenn? And he said, Victoria and I just saved $2,000 on our trip to the United States. And I said, yeah, it's real. It works. And in between, I do a lot of speaking all around Australia. And while the agent pays for the flights, I also like to go and touch base with the clients. And I save money all the time on my internal flights.
Oh, that's awesome, Pauline. And if you don't mind staying on the call, we'll call on you to share a bit more of your experience a bit later on. Thank you. So the savings are real. And guys, even though we have the buying power, sometimes the airlines and the hotels want to do specific deals, offering package to different websites. So there may be times that our booking engine will not be able to get the best possible deal, and no booking engine can guarantee that. So just in case, if you're able to find it somewhere else that's have a better price, the company will refund you 150% of the price difference in Rovia Bucks, which is the credit program. One of my friend James, he booked a flight for himself and his wife Effie at the end of last year from Sydney to Bangkok for 2 people using our booking engine. It cost $2,400. They found it on Suji costing only $2,000. So the company actually gave them $1,000 plus back in credit, which they used to book the next hotels and accommodation. So which is great. They're really happy. The company also have this technology called rate shrinker. So just in case when you book in way in advance, if the airlines or the hotels do end up dropping in price, the booking engine will automatically detect it and rebook you at the lower price. Every single 10 minutes, they keep checking for better deals. So one of my good friend, Dennis Bay, he booked a room in Vegas and the prices dropped. He ended up saving $54. They refunded that to him to his credit card. And you can see he's pretty happy. And this is more of an extreme example. One of our members booked a first class ticket from Chicago to Zurich for $24,000. And because of the prices dropped, she saved $16,500. So that's huge savings. You also get personal concierge as well. Sometimes if you don't have time to book restaurant or find what is the best restaurant or book theater or wake you up in the middle of the night to give you a phone call, personal concierge can take care of a lot of the things that you don't have time for. Now, for a membership like this, let me just throw it back to the audience. How much would you say a membership like this would be worth if you had to guess? And while you type it into the chat box, just to give you an idea, some of my friends say, hey, this is similar to timeshare where you get discounted accommodation. Well, this is so many times better and more powerful than timeshare because you get to create your own unique experiences. But timeshare, to give you a guide in terms of how much people pay, they pay between $20,000 to $60,000 once off to join. And every single year, they pay between a few $100s to a few $1,000s to join or to maintain the membership. Now, Miriam, do you have some responses?
2,000.
2,000.
We've got 500.
500.
Anyone else?
Okay. Well, I'm going to share the prices. So it only costs a one-time only fee of $300 US. And every single month, just like how you'll pay for a gym membership to maintain it, is $100 a month. Now, since our company, we prefer to reward our members for referring other people as the way of saying thank you to you for spreading it by word of mouth, rather than paying for the big advertising agency and TV ads. If you refer more than 4 members to the club, will actually waive your monthly fee for the rest of your life as long as they remain active. And what's even better, every single dollar that you spend with the club, they actually give you points to go on travel, which is dollars to go on travel. So if you remember the trips early on, there's a little circle saying how many points you can apply. This is how you get the points. The $300 you spend today, the company will give you $300 to spend to go on the trips right away. And every single month, even if you don't pay $100 a month, even though your fees are waived, at the end of your 12 months, the company will give you 1,200 points to go on trips. The company wants to encourage you to go on holidays. That's the best way for you to advertise the company products. And there's no lock-in contract. So that's the travel side. The travel side, like it's I'm guessing a lot of you will be able to see how there's potential to make huge savings opportunity. What I can say though, who this is not for, if you don't do any traveling, or you hardly ever do any traveling and have no intention to travel, then this is probably not for you. But for the people that love traveling or haven't been able to afford to because you got a big family, I was just talking to one of my friends a couple of weeks ago. She said she tried to book a trip for her whole family to go to Hawaii. and it's going to end up like around $20,000, a family of 5. So it's not really feasible. And now when she saw World Ventures and the Dream Trips possible, she ended up putting her own package on for like $3,500. So she was able to make this dream come true for her and her family. And for those of you in business, this represents a huge savings example. A lot of these are tax deductible trips that you can take as well, because you're marketing this as for your business. Now, the second part, for those of you that are interested in the second part of this webinar, which is making money, this is the part that is quite exciting. It's purely optional. If you just want to travel at wholesale rates and don't care about making money, the second part is not really that applicable for you. But for those of you that are interested, I'm going to spend the next 10-15 minutes just sharing with you quickly how would the business model actually works. Now, the travel industry is actually the largest industry out there at $8 trillion right now. It's bigger than food, oil, and health combined. When I saw how big this is wow, this is incredible. Now, I was quite privileged to be able to have a chance to meet some of the company founders and executive team, and saw where this company is going. What you've seen so far is the product. It's just the tip of the iceberg. I have zero doubt this company will be the Facebook of travel. This is a major disruption model. In 10 years' time, this will be the #1 travel company in the world, in my opinion, definitely in Australia. So we have an opportunity to get involved in the company early on before it started making the waves. Now, how do I take part to become a part of the company? Well, the only way you can join as a company right now is to be a company representative. And the cost involved is just a one-time only fee of $100 and $11 per month. And if you have 4 travel members that you've referred to the club, that same 4 travel members will also waive your monthly licensing fees. And what do you get as a company representative? You get your own branded website with your own domain name that you can send to your friends. If they don't have time to come to a webinar like this, which we probably may not be running as an ongoing, but it's something that Startup Australia is giving an opportunity for its founding members to get an opportunity to learn about this concept. But there will be videos that if people want to press play, they can see it and listen to the same concept in just a 12-minute long video. And if they like what they see, they can just click sign up. It's just as simple as that. Now, there's many different ways the company compensate its members. My favorite way is definitely residual income. Now, I'm just going to share some of the main ways on how the company rewards its company representative. So the first part is direct commission. Every single member that you refer to the club, you receive $50 in commission, which is good, but it's not life-changing yet. Once you refer 4 members, you've made $200 and your ongoing fees are waived. And if you refer 6 people within your first 4 weeks, you're profitable. You've made $750 in US dollars, and the fees that it costs to join is like $300 for the travel and $100 for the business part. Combined with the monthly fee in advance, you're paying $521 US to join. And within your first 4 weeks, once you refer 6 people, you've made $750 US. So you're roughly $200 in front. Now, where it gets exciting is when you start to duplicate this process. When the people that you refer to the club, they started referring other people. Once you have 12 people within your part of your group, and it doesn't have to be 12 people from you personally, you start to earn something called lifestyle bonus, where they pay you $300 to $1,500 per month. And they used to design this bonus for you to get a free BMW. My friend Shane Anderson from the Gold Coast, after 5 months in the business, he's got his free BMW paid for by the company. You can see how happy he is. But these days, the company have made the policy a lot more flexible. You can use it to pay off your credit card bills, your grocery bills, whatever you want. But there are thousands of people that's already got the free BMWs around the world. And what I like best about this business model is we all work together in a team. And anyone that you bring on as part of your group is in the best interest for myself and Startup Australia to help you succeed. Because the more that we help each other succeed, the more the whole group benefits. And this is the annual income disclosure statement that the company have released. Now, I don't know what level of income excites each one of you, but from the lowest level of being an active representative, you can earn on average of $102 and all the way up to $33,000. Now, for the high performers that got to the top level of the company, where you make on average of $500,000 all the way to $2 million for the high achievers. Now, my friend Shane Anderson, who's got the free BMW, after just 8.5 months of being in the business, he's reached the rank of marketing director and very, very close to regional marketing director, where on average, conservatively, he's making over 6 figures, over 100K US for the rest of his life. Now, this residual income is also willable as well. So you can pass it on to your next generation. Like any other business, I'm not advocating this is a get-rich-quick scheme. If you don't put in the work, you don't put in the effort, it's not going to succeed. But in my 15 years of history of running businesses and consulting with hundreds of thousands of business, this is by far the simplest and the most scalable businesses I've come across in a very sexy industry where everyone loves to travel. And some of the most successful people I know, they are all jumping onto this. So on the right-hand side, we've got one of my friends, Sir Erwin. I was spending a bit of time with him in Thailand a few months ago. This guy is a multi-millionaire. He's already retired. He doesn't need the money. 4 PhD, very smart. One of the top insurance brokers in Asia. Now, when someone shared this exact same presentation with him 3.5 years ago, Sir Erwin said, well, I don't really need the money, but I love traveling. If I can travel for wholesale prices, why not? And as a savvy entrepreneur, even though you got money, if you can save, like, why not? So he said, well, if I can get 6 people, what you're telling me is that I'm already profitable and it's not going to cost me any money to get access to this wholesale rates. And so, well, okay, let me call up 6 friends. Because of his credibility, he called up 6 friends. They all signed up. He booked himself the first available trip to Thailand, to Koh Samui, went to full moon party, and he came back. He said, wow, the company really, really looked after you on these trips. By the time he got back to Malaysia, the 6 friends that he signed up went back to him and said, Sir Erwin, now that you've waived your fees, can you help us present to them so we can waive our fees as well? So subsequently, in 3.5 years' time, he signed up 12 people personally. But because of this whole thing, it just replicates. In 3.5 years, that same 12 people has grown into 195,000 people. That's pretty good. And now has made over $1 million in a year. Now, there's other very successful stories. My friends Christos and Savas from Cyprus on the right-hand side. He used to be in the army with no business contacts, no business experience, straight from the military. At 27 years old, him and his brother, his best friend, all drive a Ferrari. In the last 5 years, they made $4.3 million. And in Cyprus, it's a small country next to Greece. The economy is one of the most depressed economy. Now, with 700,000 people in the population, in 5 years' time, 65,000 people have signed up to World Ventures. So that's almost 10%, 1 in every 10 people. In Australia, there's 23 million people, and there's roughly only 5 to 10,000 people that's joined World Ventures so far. So we haven't even got started yet. So the market share is there. A lot of our friends and family, with or without us, is going to be doing this. And there's a lot more stories of people that are very successful. These are not unicorns that we just read from someone. These are people that I know personally, and Pauline have met quite a few of them. Julia, she's been a housewife, full-time housewife for 20 years. Signed up 9 people. In 2.5 years, that 9 people grew into a team of 140,000 people. So you're going to start to see if people can succeed with, they don't have that much resources and connections, why can't I? My friend Mel in Australia, she signed up 5 people. Now she's got a team of 200. I personally, I'm the highest income earner in Sydney, but you say that, well, Gary, I can see why Gary is doing well. He's very connected, very successful entrepreneur. But one of my friends, my team, well, actually, I only met him in the last couple of months. He's a full-time lawnmower from some small country town in Queensland. Now, he's basically hit the same rank as me as marketing director 1 month earlier than me, and now he's retired from lawn mowing and just doing this full time. So it makes you think, well, if anyone can succeed, why can't I? When we first started, guys, 8.5 months ago, even though we saw a lot of this concept is quite exciting, we weren't sure this is legitimate. So one of our friends that we know, our inner circle, David May, he used to work as a C-level executive for Jetstar and AirAsia. He grew the AirAsia loyalty membership from, I think, 900,000 members to 20 million people, something like that. So he's very successful in the airline industry. So we share this concept with David just to get his feedback on it. He said, give me some time to have a look. He called us back at night and says, Gary, you know you guys are selling the travel for wholesale rates, right? And we said, we know. And he said, well, how do I get in? So very smart people are part of this. As with Brian and Miriam and a lot of the BRW fast growing list, the rich list, other people I know, 1 in 2 people I show at least, they see this, they go, wow, yep, So at this point, I want to throw it back to Pauline. If Pauline, you're around, I'd love to get for the audience to get your take on why you decided to join this business. I know that you're very, very super busy, having 2 young kids yourself, and having 5 different businesses and being a very high in demand speakers throughout Australia and around the world as well. So why did you decide to invest time into World Ventures?
Oh, Gary, it just makes sense. I run 5 businesses, or actually 6 now. I opened my 6th one last week. It just makes sense, and it's the most exciting, and everyone loves to travel. Look, the 3 main reasons why I have become a part of World Ventures is I know for my kids, I have a 9-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. It's not going to be easy for them when they grow up. It's going to be really difficult for them, and I want to leave a legacy for them, to make life easier for them. I want to be able to hand over something to them that is simple and exciting, and I also know that I want to give them an expansive worldview. You know, travel is what most people strive for, and we love it. Our family loves it. I want to be able to, when my kids say, Mum, I want to see the pyramids, or I want to see the Eiffel Tower, just be able to, afford that so simply without having to open a book and show them from a book. And this business makes sense. The second part of it is that we've been able to expose so many people to so many entrepreneurs and give them a chance to be able to be mentored and coached and led by a whole lot of people. And I get access to a whole bunch of entrepreneurs as well to help me on my journey. But more importantly, it's to have fun and to leave a legacy for my kids. And look, Harry, Harry Dent, who predicted the Japanese bubble and burst, he has given lectures and seminars that World Ventures is going to create the most millionaires in Australian history. And this thing's going to happen with all of us. You know, it's fantastic.
Thank you, Pauline. Okay, so just to recap, if you want to just go on travel and enjoy wholesale rates, you can do the travel part only, and it's only cost $300 one time only and $100 per month. If you want to do the business side, it's one time only $100 and $11 per month. If you want to do both, it's $400 one time only and $111 per month. And I'm going to remind you, these are in US dollars. So based on the exchange rates, if you do the business part, they charge the first monthly fee in advance, so it's $511 converted to Australian. It's well, I'll let you do the maths. And once you get your 4 people, your fees are waived. Your monthly fees are waived. So the exciting things in Australia, as Miriam was touching on, this is at the ground level. The product, it has some improvement to have more trips around Australia. It already have a feel, but it can get even better. The system, the support, everything can be even better. So what I can guarantee you, this company and product is not perfect, but I have met the company founders and where the direction of this company, it does intend to be the best company out there. The core values, which I'm largely focused on when I look to work for a company, their values is fun, freedom, and fulfillment. Their heart is about serving people. It's not how to make the most money in IPO and exit. That's not the company's intention. It's to how do we create a vehicle for people to have more enjoyment in life and create generation wealth. So in Australia, we're just at the start of the concentration stages. In Asia, where they started quite a few years earlier than us, it's growing in Hong Kong, it grew by 1,500% in the last 12 months. So it's experiencing crazy growth. The company by itself, the last 45 months, it hit record growth periods. Every single month is growing faster and faster. And there's people reaching the top level of the company in record time, some in 6 months, some in 3 months. Now, I'm not advocating these results are normal. These are extraordinary results. But anyone that follows the company's system, it's just like a franchise. They have a system. I can guarantee them within 2 to 5 years, they will be absolutely financially free. That's how confident I am. Now, the last part that I wanted to educate you on is the timing and placement of how this works. Every single person that joins the company is all time-stamped. If you get in now and you got in before, just say 2 minutes earlier than the next person say his name is Bob. Anyone that Bob brings on, because Bob is below you, it becomes part of your team. That's how you can have a big team, by leveraging the work of other people. But if you say that, let me have a think about it, let me do a bit more research, that's completely fine. If Bob gets in before you and above you, anyone that is Bob's team is on top of you, you don't really benefit from it, because it's not, you join after Bob. So usually at this stage, people fall into one of 4 categories. Now, option 1, people say that, you know what? If I can save money on my travel, whether it's for my business or for personally, that's pretty cool. Let's just do that. I don't want to do the business part. I just want to do the travel part. Completely cool. So that's option 1. We'll share with you how to do that. Option 2, well, if I'm going to get travel, wholesale travel rates, I want to learn how to refer people and waive my fees, so I'm not paying a monthly fee. That's pretty good. We'll tell you how to do that as well. Option C, if I'm going to tell a few people, and from that, if I can make a bit of residual income, whether it's a few $100s or a few $1,000s, that will be pretty nice. So that's option 3. And option 4, well, if there's people that's mowing lawns and driving buses are able to make millions of dollars, and essentially is building a multi-million-dollar business at this early stage of the company, that's what I want to do. If people can do it, why can't I? So that's good. We'll basically work with you and teach you what to do as well. The next major training event the company have, one of the things the company is really good at is the training event, teaching you all the skills that you need to succeed in this business. So the next one we have is actually in June in the Gold Coast. So if you want to become a part of the company to learn how to succeed as a business, just like a very successful McDonald's, we have the own McDonald's University, we have our own boot camp as well, which will train you on what to do. And so before, actually, I'm going to share with you how do you do the sign-up process, and I'm going to have a little segment with the remaining amount of time to answer any question that you guys may have. So if you want to sign up, what do you do? How do you actually go and sign up? It's actually quite simple. You go to startupost.worldventures.biz. So it's startupost.worldventures.biz. Go to the website, and on the top, you're going to see a little sign up button. Click on that. If you want to click play on a video and share with other people, you can as well. But when you're ready, click sign up, and this little form will come up. Just choose the location, which is Australia, and the next screen will come up. Now, there's two different packages. There used to be there's still a gold package. Gold used to be the primary and the main package that they have. But they subsequently improved on the offerings and released a platinum package, which has significantly more benefits. Now, you can choose the platinum package, and if you want to choose to become a company representative, just click on this box as well. And then you just fill in your details, your name, your birth date, and you can choose a subdomain. A subdomain is just like Startup Ost. It has its own subdomain name. You can have your own subdomain name that you tell your friends about it as well. And if you have any questions that's not being covered by tonight's webinar, feel free to email Miriam at startupaustralia.com.au. Miriam, I'm assuming you're good with that?
I'm fine with that. Look forward to receiving any emails from anyone on the call interested tonight.
Yeah, I know you're super busy, Miriam, but I know that as you're a big advocate wanting to help out the members of Startup Australia in how to save money and making money. So I'm sure that the members really appreciate your help in this. Now, the remaining amount of time, I want to just open up to anybody that have any questions.
A few questions. The first one is, how long is the period to sign up the 4 people? Is it in a particular period of time? Can it be at any stage? How does that work?
Great question. So you have as much time as you need to sign up the 4 people. Until you sign up the 4 people, you're paying the monthly fee of $99. And even though you're paying the monthly fee, you still get back in points. So it's pretty good. But once you have 4 people, then your fees will be waived. And what if one of the 4 people then end up dropping out? Then you'll be paying the monthly fee again until you have a 4th person.
Someone asked, is there a trial period?
Good question as well. So a lot of the prices and the trips that we offer, you can't see it until you become a member. So to become a member, the company have a 14 days money back guarantee.
Oh, someone's asking about transferring from business to platinum. Can you, is it one with the other? How does that work? Can you do one without the other? How does that work?
Oh, great. So these are 2 completely different aspects. So just look at it as McDonald's. McDonald's, you can be a consumer and buy the burgers. So that's one aspect. The second aspect is buying a McDonald's franchise. So that's two different aspects. As a product side, the travel membership, that is not transferable. The business side, just like a McDonald's franchise, you can resell it to other people. You can transfer it.
Someone's just asking about, I guess, the system of direct selling and I guess its credibility and its future as a method of running a business. I was wondering if you could also talk about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, myself personally, I've never been in any business like this, but what I have seen is when you look at referral marketing, that's how Facebook is able to grow so quickly. And that's how the smartest people like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, these are the same people that are strongly advocating referral marketing is the business model of the future.
I think that's it. I think that's all.
Awesome.
Anything else? Okay, good question. Someone asked about, they noticed that you can sign up as both a company or individual, and if they do have a company, is there a benefit to that versus signing up as an individual?
Yeah, great question. So you can consult your accountant in a bit more detail, but essentially you can sign up under a business where you can get your team to get entitled to the travel benefits. The membership in itself, I should have gone into a bit more detail. It actually covers yourself, your spouse, and any children that you have that's living in the same address as you. So it doesn't cover your parents or your brothers and sisters. If you're not married or you're not attached, you can actually share this membership with a friend when you go on the trip or when you book your travels. If you have it under the company, you can have some of your staff booking the flights and the hotels eligible for some of the discounts as well. So if you sign under your APN, so obviously you treat this as a business, you can get tax deduction when you actually marketing this as a business and go on to some of the travel as tax deductions.
Henry's asked a very good question about, can you enroll people from other countries?
Yes, that's a good question. So as long as it's under one of the 28 countries that are currently open, I know it's just about to open in Taiwan in next month. So it's always expanding into new countries. But right now, any of the 28 countries is eligible.
And okay, someone's just asked, how can they test, like look at, do some cost comparisons? Can they play with the system to kind of look at the cost of what they normally pay and just, test the system out prior to joining?
And I encourage each person to test it out when they first get it. You have a 14 days money back guarantee period. So in that period, test it out. I remember that the day that I got it, I went to test out during a stay in West End. It was, if I got it from bookwhatif.com, they were selling it for the cheapest standard room for $400. And I could have got it for $280, factoring the currency conversion. So it was significantly cheaper.
Yep. Okay, anybody else? Any other questions? I think we've answered all the questions here. So thank you so much, Gary and Pauline, for explaining this new concept to everyone in our community. I think what's important for everyone to understand as well is that we're all running multiple businesses and we're all really, really busy. Everybody here, whether you're in our community here, me, Pauline, Gary, Brian, we're all very, very busy, but sometimes you see something and someone presents you with an idea and a concept that you go, you know what, this is awesome. And this is, you know, we've been able to find out about it just as it lands in the market and just see the trajectory. I live in Singapore. I don't know if most of you know that. I live in Singapore. I commute between Singapore and Australia for work. And I've just seen how this has exponentially grown in Singapore in the last 4 years, where it started, you know, with a couple of people coming onto a webinar, and now they actually have a purpose-built venue that every single week over 200 people are coming to hear about this, because people know we're all entrepreneurs, we're global, and this is something as well that you can grow with friends and colleagues in multiple countries, like Henry asked. So this is why it's exploding globally, because we live in a global village of entrepreneurs, and we travel and we meet people. And so I've seen it with my own eyes, just what's happened in Singapore. Cyprus has just gone nuts. And Australians love to travel. It's something that we do. We're very good at doing. So for everybody who's gotten involved now, I think we can really see where it's going to go in Australia. So I do encourage anybody who's interested from a business perspective to either sign up now, send me an email, we can chat further. And from just a travel perspective, just to save money, why wouldn't you? It's a no-brainer. If you can get better rates, and sign up for the Platinum membership. So thank you very much, Gary. Thank you, Pauline. We're really delighted that you were here. Startup Australia is here as well to help anybody who wants to get involved with this. You've got amazing entrepreneurs on board as mentors and supporters to help you succeed in this. So thank you.
Okay, God bless you all.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.